Hey guys, Sean, less lethal for dummies. I promised you I would test the bolt springs, and here it is. Gonna do a little different format. I'm gonna run through all the little short videos of the different springs running on the setup I'm going to explain to you now. So HDP 50, double delete. This contraption in the back is my HBA adapter. I'm using a mil-sig or a Vulcan, I guess you could call it, heat core O-ring as the bumper. I will be testing various bolt springs, of course. I'm using a Home Defense 24 tuning barrel that has been honed to accept 12.7 millimeter steel ball bearings. These weigh 8.35 grams. If you watched the video yesterday, there was one little flyer in all my videos, and it turns out there was an extra or a different ball mixed in there, which came out of one of my Canada balls, and the steel bearing on the inside weighs almost 8.5 grams. So definitely was skewing the results. I'll be using the same bottle that I did yesterday, which still should be 725 psi unless it decided to change itself overnight. Of course, now it says 700. It's around 2000 psi, so it's not quite full, but we'll call it 725 for the sake of it. 25 psi, isn't really gonna make a difference. The point is to have a consistent testing apparatus, and I will be refilling this bottle for each spring. So let's roll the tape. Factory bolt spring that I have a measurement of 60 millimeters length, overall length, uncompressed length. $274. $274. $266. $264. $260. $256. That was the last one. 40 millimeter bolt spring. Gotta put the air on first. $286. $284. $272. $266. $268. $268. This is also 40 millimeter bolt spring, but it is of the same diameter as the factory bolt spring. $276. 276. 274. 274. 272. 266. 45mm spring. 288. 284. 284. 282. 270. 272. Well guys, the winner today, under the current testing conditions, everything as equal as I could make it, was the 45mm bolt spring. Not by much, 2 feet per second, but it did perform, the 40 and the 45, you could see, did perform better than the factory bolt spring, and not by a whole lot. Factory bolt spring was 274 feet per second was its hot shot. And so that's 12 feet per second faster with this 45mm bolt spring. There's something I do want to speak about in the video. You probably noticed the velocity swing where it's almost like a CO2. You get 3 consistent shots and then it started to fall, and no matter the spring, including the factory spring, they all showed that same trend. And the reason is, guys, even at 700 psi, this 9CI bottle it doesn't have enough capacity to maintain this marker's habits. So I probably should have done the test maybe on a 13 CI, but I think the results probably would have been very similar in the peaks. And that being said, the peaks, I mean, these things, they can really vary, you know, on the moisture in the air that day. So take these tests with a grain of salt. It's something fun that I like to do. This is not a mod for CO2. This bolt spring with CO2 just blows its load right on the first shot, and then it drastically, the velocity drastically falls. If you're gonna use your your HTP 50 in a pistol format like this, the factory bolt spring is perfectly adequate. It was designed to maintain consistency on CO2. Now, I don't have a restrictor to test with this bolt spring, so I can't say if that would have any effect on it. But as it stands, this test was just for HPA. So I will try and locate a restrictor or one of my homemade jobbies here that I could just never get the right size hole. And we'll do another test with the CO2 with this spring versus the factory spring. But yeah, with a restrictor. So hopefully you found this information exciting and new. Like, subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.